Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal weekend. Let's take a quick look here again at Avalanche, double checking a few key factors. Thank you again for the wonderful feedback from those who watched the video from yesterday. Super happy you got in on that long position in that $35 to $36 range. Definitely looking like we're going to continue to break this descending trend line, and a lot of reasons why this coin is looking pretty strong on the smaller time frames. There's no doubt though the macro is not looking phenomenal, but in order to have a good macro structure, you got to have consistent smaller time frames, and that's what we're seeing so far. Again, good stuff here. Is it perfect? Never is, but definitely something worth paying attention to. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. Really appreciate that. Future reference, if you are new to the channel, just know that I typically like to look for statistical probabilities of success in either direction. That's really all this is. It's nothing super crazy. I'm not going to be emotionally biased towards one coin or another. While I love AVAX and it's something I've traded for a very long time, the price structure, it's not always like the best thing ever, okay? So if you're thinking, AVAX to like $100 or something crazy, it's probably going to be a little while before we see that, okay? Okay, so let's look at the last 7 days and see what's going on here. First and foremost, we can see $34 to $35, pretty heavy concentration of liquidation. So good news is this $35 range, as I mentioned yesterday, solid support. We're establishing higher lows. Even though the price did pull back, it recovered quite nicely, okay? So again, awesome stuff there. Again, a lot of that wasn't supposed to happen, but Bitcoin had a pretty aggressive sell-off from like the 107 to 103K range, and that sent a lot of altcoins into a state of disarray. However, AVAX is one of the few coins actually holding well and responding better than most. Yeah, and again, you want to take a trade on any kind of altcoin. The best coins to trade are those who are performing better than Bitcoin and or moving alongside it as a 1-to-1 ratio or higher. Okay, we can see that obviously here so far. Anyways, the whole point is that there's a lot of liquidation between $37 and $40, even 41. So there's a pretty large range there, okay? Now again, I'll make sure to update that on our playout chart. If you're not familiar, Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, it looks a little something like this, where I kind of give you insight on coins I'm planning to cover, or trade rather, that I do cover. And again, this liquidation range I feel is going to get hit, okay? And we can kind of expand that out a little bit. It's more like 36 here. But once more, important things to know. From a macro perspective, there's still more liquidation on the downside, so we don't want to be too gung-ho here, and recognize that we still could see the price action pull back, especially if Bitcoin has a bad day. But the way that the price action is for AVAX versus Bitcoin right now, it really looks extremely likely that we're going to see further upside for AVAX. Okay, and again, I'll show you on the smaller time frames what that looks like. As far as liquidation though, there is still more people taking shorts than longs, but this has been too high for too long. In other words, if like everyone's shorting their shirt off for weeks at a time, eventually you're going to have this equilibrium. Okay, what goes up must come down. It doesn't have to hit its 50% mark, but it does have to recover on the smaller term time frames, and that's what we're seeing here. A smart recovery. A lot of shorts are going to have a bad day here soon, and I just think this is too overextended for too long. Okay. Having said that, though, AVAX, we take a look here. Massive amount of purchasing power here at about 36.70. Okay. While it could have been buying the top here locally, there's still a lot of support here too. So people are adding to their position at that round number $37 range, and that's really important here. We're right there at that support level. Okay. So again, we have more people buying that are below us than above us. So that's a good sign, reinforcing that support in that lower range. Okay. All right. So mostly positive stuff there on the back end. Let's take a look at the daily and not be foolhardy about this, because again, the daily time frame still not great. Until we close above $38, there's a lot of confluence there showing we got resistance above us. We're also right here testing that upper range of $37. A lot of basically a lot of control there based on volume. That's the point of control. So closing above 37 would be a solid start to moving higher. Same thing here as well with 50 on the RSI. Getting above that would be awesome. It'll probably take another day or two before you can see that, but that would be a really remarkable thing. But the truth is, MACD's converging, stochastics trying to swing up. There's some things happening here that are showing this shifts in momentum. But if there's anything I want you to walk away from is to not attach yourself to a certain bias, right? So just because there's one small convergence on the daily time frame and everything else is bearish, doesn't imply you take a long position, right? But as we identified yesterday, there's a lot of smaller time movements here that are starting to build up and starting to look very strong. Bitcoin's up. Well, Bitcoin is break even today, and AVAX is up by roughly 4%. That's a sign that this coin has some strength, right? While we haven't broken the descending trend line yet, we're testing that 50-day SMA almost as we speak here. we're still in pretty good shape overall. And let's take a look here. 50 on the RSI is broken. Phenomenal. That's generally check number 1. Check number 2 will be closing above $37. Okay, because again, we got that resistance here, some confluence with the simple moving averages. The key takeaway is that we're above the 20-day SMA. That's a good starting point. And then we can see MACD is also converging here, a little bit of an MACD-FU, and obviously stochastic swinging up for the second time. The second swing for stochastic is generally more favorable because it's that second break of that resistance range. Well, we haven't officially broken through this upper resistance at 37.50. This local support / resistance at 36 is so far so broken. Okay, we're in a pretty good position there overall. Now, is the 4-hour time frame perfect? No, but it's mostly bullish. Hourly time frame. Let's double check this here. This is usually my confirming factor, and we can see here pretty clear as day. We're above the cloud, lag and spans free and clear on conversion lines, so breaking free from the baseline. Those are all positive contributing factors, implying further upside is likely. Now, you got to recognize that Bitcoin has a bad day tomorrow or Monday, which is possible. We will very well probably see AVAX hit the old flush button. But how well it held for this most recent pullback versus other coins is a testament to how strong it is and just the fact that we have a good support in this range. Furthermore, just please note, even though there is liquidation on the downside here at $34 to $32, there's a chunk of support here in the $35 range with the open interest, and that leads me to believe that that's the tentative bottom. Okay, so again, for those of you who got into our AVAX position, congrats on that. Quick congrats to our community members for some nice profits yesterday for our Chainlink and our Bitcoin trades. We've had to adjust some stop losses or not stop losses, sorry, our take profit targets on a lot of trades to ensure we're securing profits because the market's been very wonky lately. Okay, so again, congrats on this, and also as you can see, we're in at 36.50 and averaged here for our AVAX at about $36 even. So currently in profit there. I think our profit target is right in the $38 range, just below 38. I think $37.99. Okay, cool. All right, that's all we got here. Thanks again so much for watching, folks. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. I'll post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord as per usual. Thanks again for being an amazing part of my life. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.